Yo, what's going on, YouTube, and welcome to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte. We are taking a look today at the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Sunshine State is doing pretty well right now. The Florida Panthers are riding high, and so are the Tampa Bay Lightning. We're going to be looking at their records, how they stand in that Central Division. We're going to be taking a look at all of that in this video. If you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see latest news around the NHL, you guys know what to do. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and even bigger subscribe down below. And let's take a look at the Sunshine State, the Florida Panthers, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Wow. So looking at the Central Division, that's where we're going to start things off. There's the haves, and then there's the have-nots. And we're already starting to see that take form, as you've got really the Detroit Red Wings, who actually sit in the mix. They have 6 points. They're 5 points behind Tampa, who was the last seed in that spot. But you look at the top teams in the Central Division, and they're taking care of business, quite literally. And the only thing is you see teams like Chicago in the mix, teams like Columbus, where they've been losing a lot of games, but because they've lost them in overtime or in a shootout, it still seems like they're still in the chase. And those are the two teams that are on the outside looking in. The Columbus Blue Jackets have lost 3 games past 60 minutes, and the Blackhawks have already lost 4 in 11 games. 4 of those games that they've lost have gone past 60 minutes. So they picked up an extra 4 points that they probably, they deserve, but let's be honest, as the season goes along, that gap is going to get wider. And as you look at the teams toward the top of the division, teams like Carolina, Florida, Dallas, and Tampa, who are all in playoff positioning right now, they all look really solid. Their records are unreal. So we'll be looking at the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning today specifically. So let's get into it. So the Florida Panthers, through 6 games this season, they had a rough start. Obviously, with the situation going on in Dallas, they started their season a little late, but that doesn't seem to be hurting Dallas too much either. The Florida Panthers are 5-0-1 on the season. They have not lost yet in regulation. There you go. I jinxed it. I'm sorry, Panthers fans. Florida Panthers are 5-0-1 on the season. They have 11 points this season, and they have a .917 point percentage this season. They're a plus 6 in the goal differential department, which is good. And you look at their schedule so far, they did well against the Blackhawks to start the season. They swept the series against them. They picked up 3 points out of a possible 4 against Columbus. They swept the Detroit Red Wings last week. And now the schedule gets quite nice because the last week and a half, the last week in Columbus and Detroit, they went up to Ohio. Now they are back home. They are back home for the next 2 weeks, where they take on Nashville this weekend, 2 games against Detroit, and then 2 games at the end of next week against their Florida rivals, the Tampa Bay Lightning, before heading back on the road. So the Florida Panthers, they've set themselves up to have a potentially really solid record going on to their road trip in 2 weeks from now when they take on Tampa, Carolina, and Detroit. They go back up to Detroit again. So, and then they end the month with 3 games against Dallas and then a game at Carolina, a game against Carolina to end the month. So pretty much over 2, 6, 10. So 10 of their next 14 games this month are at home, 10 of 14. So by the end of the month, the Florida Panthers could have a really nice record, and this is a good opportunity for them early in the season to get some of their footing under them, get that confidence. Going into the preseason, there was a lot of talk with stuff going on with Keith Yandle, Alexander Barkov, Jonathan Huberdeau, rumors out there that there could be some weird trades going on because of new ownership and management. But the Florida Panthers have stuck to their guns. They've kept their guys here, and it looks like it's paying off in dividends. You look at the top point producers. You got Patric, Hornqvist. I cannot believe I'm saying this. Carter Verhaeghe? Carter Verhaeghe with 7 points? Are you kidding me? Jonathan Huberdeau, definitely having some Hubie snacks to start the season. He has 6 assists on the season. Carter Verhaeghe tied for 5 goals on the season. I cannot believe that, but a great start for Verhaeghe. I gave him a lot of shit last year against the New York Islanders, that the Islanders, why are you giving up goals to this scrub from the AHL over the past couple years? He's doing pretty well in Florida right now, leading the team in points. So not too bad of a start for Carter Verhaeghe and Patric Hornqvist. And the goaltending has been pretty solid as well. Maybe not so much for Sergei Bobrovsky, but for the limited time we've seen from Chris Driedger this season, he's looked pretty solid. Chris Driedger has a .937 save percentage and a goals against average of a 1.95. Bobrovsky's numbers are a little bit worse, a .287 goals against average and an .894 save percentage, but it's good enough where the Florida Panthers are 5-0-1. So the questions about Bobrovsky once again, and they're going to kind of go to the side this year because the record looks good. And the way that this month can go for the Panthers, it might get even better for the Florida Panthers. And not to mention their power play right now is firing on all cylinders. Only the Dallas Stars, Washington Capitals, and Toronto Maple Leafs have a better power play than the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers are fourth in the league with a 36.8 power play percentage, which not too bad. Now, moving on to the West Coast, talking more about the Tampa Bay Lightning. As the Lightning right now have looked pretty solid as well. They're 5-1-1 on the season. They take on Detroit tonight, which is a big game. So we're going to see what this Tampa Bay team really looks like. To start the season, not much of a test. They take on Chicago, who in my preseason power rankings, it was the best team against the worst team. So I wasn't too shocked to see the 11-3 goal differential in that series between Chicago and Tampa. They played against Columbus. They split that series up in Ohio against the Blue Jackets, winning one and losing one. They lost to the Carolina Hurricanes in a tough game last week, 1-0. And they've beaten Nashville twice, and now they have Detroit this week going into this weekend before a big road trip over the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks, they play 6 games out of 7 7 out of 8 games on the road. So it's going to get a little bit difficult here this month for the Tampa Bay Lightning. But the good news is, if they play the way they've been playing the last 2-3 years, I gotta say, the odds look good for them. Now, the thing is, they're going to be playing tough teams. They play Detroit this week at home. Then they go to Nashville next week, and then they take on the Panthers down in Florida. Then they host the Florida Panthers at the end of that set. Then they have to go to Dallas and Carolina before heading home for the rest of the month. So the Lightning schedule is not necessarily nice this month. These 2 games against Detroit are pretty much as easy as it's going to get for the Lightning. But I like the odds that they could come out of this month. Listen, this is a good test for Tampa. If they are really that good, if they are the team they were last season, they should be able to take care of business. If they win, let's just say they go 4-2-1 over the next 7 games or 8 games, 4-3, and let's say they go 5-2-1 over the next 8 games, and that's really impressive. And the Tampa Bay Lightning are a team to really watch in that Central Division at that point. So we'll see what happens. You look at their top point producers, no surprises here. It's the big guys. Steven Stamkos, the captain, with 9 points right now in the season. I'm so happy to see him back and playing well for the Lightning. I've missed him the past couple of years. A huge reason why I followed Tampa Bay Lightning. I was so happy to see him get a cup last year. Just well-deserved. Brayden Point with 8 points on the season, so it makes sense. He's putting up points. And Victor Hedman with 8 points as well. Really, a great start. Andre Palat with 4 goals on the season, tied with Stamkos for first on the team. Just some really good stats to start the season for Tampa Bay. They've only had Andrei Vasilevskiy in between the pipes this season, and he's been incredible, quite honestly. A .926 save percentage and a 2.14 goals against average. So you really can't have much complaints about the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've taken care of business. The Florida Panthers as well have taken care of business. So we're going to see them play 3 times this month. What was the schedule? I apologize. We're going to have 2 games in Florida with the Florida Panthers are home, and then 1 game in Tampa to finish off that set this month. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below, those 3 games where Tampa takes on the Florida Panthers, what is going to be the record for those teams? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And guys, an even bigger subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.